Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Double Trouble. Last we left off, we were doing Wi-Fi Battle Spot, and we're doing so well. I mean, if you can look down in the below, I went back, I put in all of the battles we've had for Double Trouble, and our record so far is 40-20. That's 40 wins to 20 losses. I think that is phenomenal. So today I'm bringing you another Pokemon Doubles League battle. They are 6v6 sorta Smogon singles. We've realized recently that we ban a lot of things that Smogon Doubles doesn't actually ban. Like they don't ban Darkrai, but we ban it. So I think for next season we're gonna put it up to a vote to see if people want to do VGC rules or Smogon double rules, and we'll follow them a little bit more strict, I think. I mean, we'll put it up to a vote. But today I'm battling Brownie Boy TB. He is one of the best single battlers. I believe we've had a handful of battles against him on this channel. But yes, so he joined us, and he said he didn't think he'd do well in general, but I knew he was a good battler, so I knew he was going to be a problem. Even though he didn't really play doubles, I still thought that this was going to be, still a really good battle. So I was looking at his team, and the Blastoise, and we all know I love Mega Blastoise, and I know he has Mega Blastoise, so it's Mega Blastoise. And I'm looking at my team, and I'm thinking, I don't really have anything good. Out of the 10 Pokemon I drafted, I don't really have anything to hit this Blastoise hard, because I know for a fact that it can survive super effective hits. So I'm thinking along the lines of, okay, Charizard does have that Solar Beam, I do have Cresselia with Helping Hand, so that's probably going to be my best bet. So I'm definitely going to start off with one of those, and I decide, looking at his team, I decide to go for Charizard and Mienshao, and, he's got a lot of things weak to Mienshao, and the things that aren't weak to Mienshao, Charizard can do pretty good damage to, with the exception of Latios. So with the exception of Latios, Charizard does have good coverage against him. I had originally intended to start off with Metagross, because I think with Metagross it would have been a little bit better against his team. He does have the Latios, which Metagross probably, I don't know, I've never battled a Latios before, would probably hit it pretty hard. But, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, the fake out for Mienshao is going to be a little bit too important to give up in that first turn. So that's what I went for, and we're going to get into this battle. His team has power, my team has power. In fact, I think this is probably one of the most powerful teams I've ever brought to a battle before. It has just across the board incredible power. So he actually just completely predicts my lead and starts off with Sylveon Latios, and I'm like, that's terrible. So I immediately withdraw Mienshao, because I know, that's not going to help. I figured, okay, so I also withdraw Charizard for Latios, and I figured the best thing he was going to do was do a Fairy-type move on the Mienshao and a Dragon-type move on Charizard. So that's why that was the switch. Metagross can eat up the Dragon move, and Rotom can eat up the Fairy move. And of course, I'm right about the Fairy move. He does use Echoed Voice, and now I'm a little bit worried. But you know what? I know he's going to switch out that Sylveon. I knew it, because it's way too easy. It's way too easy just to go for that Bullet Punch. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to predict him to either bring in Aegislash or something else, and this is true. I did predict him to bring in either Aegislash or Tyranitar. No, not Tyranitar. I forgot what the other thing I thought he would bring in. But I go for Will-O-Wisp onto the Aegislash, and with that, I use Meteor Mash on the Latios. Now I'm thinking, alright, this is probably going to 2-hit KO, but what can the Latios do back to me? But it 1-hit KOs this thing. Yeah, it had some Life Orb damage. I don't know if that factors in. It might have still been I'm Choice Banded, Adamant, or Brave, and 252, so I was just like, yo, I got this. So he sends in Tyranitar, and I'm like, I still got my Meteor Mash, but you know what? I'm a little worried, because, we got the Aegislash with the Shadow Ball. Tyranitar can run Crunch, it can run Fire Blast. I'm not going to risk it, so I bring in my Hydreigon, probably the best switch in for both these two Pokemon. He goes for Shadow Sneak, so I'm glad I switched in Resist. He goes for Crunch, and I'm like, yes, this was such a perfect switch in. I love it. Now I do get the defense drop, but you know, I'm starting to think that doesn't really matter. So I go for Will-O-Wisp on the Tyranitar. I wasn't sure if it was physical or special, but I figured the best thing to do is just to burn it just in case. And you know what that was, because this thing is physical, and that was fantastic. So I'm really happy. And what makes me even more happy was seeing that leftovers right there. So now I have complete and utter freedom just to Dark Pulse this Aegislash as hard as I can. Because I know he's probably going to King Shield. But in my mind, I'm thinking it doesn't matter. You know, he can King Shield. That's fine. He's got nothing to switch in to this Hydreigon except for Sylveon, and that's why I bring in Metagross, because I figured I'm going to go for Dark Pulse. That's a really obvious play. He can either King Shield, take it, which he decided to do, or switch into Sylveon, and this way I put him in a position where he's just like, oh, yeah, because, you know, I mean, Rotom wasn't going to do anything. It could have overheat, but I'd rather save Rotom for later to do something else. You know, I got the Hydreigon right here, right now, so I'm not too worried. So in comes Stoutland, and I just do a Mad Dash. I don't know what Stoutland does, and I see that it runs Superpower, so I'm thinking, okay, you're probably going to try and kill my Hydreigon, so I bring in Cresselia to eat up that Superpower, and I Meteor Mash the Tyranitar. Unfortunately for me, it has Crunch, and I didn't realize that, and he double attacks my Metagross, thus ending the reign of Metagross. And Metagross is really powerful. I actually thought I would be able to survive that second Crunch because he was burnt, but due to stab and stuff like that, it kind of just negated it. So now I'm not really sure what to do, and I'm realizing, oh goodness, one of the rules in this league is you need to Mega Evolve your Pokemon, and I'm thinking, I brought it out in battle, and I haven't Mega Evolved it yet. And I'm like, is there a reason to bring it in now? Yeah, of course. Burnt Charizard. We've got a Stoutland here. I'm going to go for Mega Evolution. This way I can get rid of the sand and do stuff. So he's going to withdraw both of his Pokemon. I decided to Psyshock the Stoutland to do some damage. You know, I figured I wouldn't attack it this turn. It didn't have Rock Slide. It doesn't learn Rock Slide, so I knew I wasn't really too worried about it. It does learn Wild Charge, but I didn't really think of it at the time. So I Mega Evolve. I go for Solar Beam towards the Tyranitar because I really want to just get rid of that Tyranitar. It's bringing up sand, it's hurting my team, and I just need to get rid of it. But unfortunately for me, he does bring in Sylveon, and I'm not sure if this is going to do a lot. And I look at the damage, I'm thinking, that's good damage. And then I look at the Psyshock damage onto the Blastoise, I'm thinking, that's good damage as well. So I'm thinking, okay, he could protect and, you know, obviously see my Solar Beam coming towards the Blastoise. So I decided, you know what, this Sylveon's a bigger threat. I'm going to Helping Hand boost my Charizard just in case the Flamethrower in the sun isn't enough, and I'm going to Flamethrower that Sylveon. I figured the Sylveon was the biggest threat because I don't have my Metagross anymore, and I have nothing else to hit it super effectively on my team, so I figured I might as well try and get it. So he goes for Dragon Pulse, and I was like, oh, that's going to do nothing. Okay. I was really honestly surprised that did very little damage. I honestly expected it to do a little over half, but that's really great to know that it didn't do over half, and I like that. So I decide, you know, he's gonna go for Rock Slide. There's no way he's not going to. He might even double attack my Charizard. So I decide, you know what, Rotom has nothing left for this team. I have Charizard for Blastoise. Rotom has Volt Switch, so it's not gonna do really good damage. So I'm like, screw it. Rotom for to sack it so I can bring in my Charizard and get the sun back up. Unfortunately, he goes for Dragon Dance, and now I'm in a bit of a pickle because this thing is fast, this thing is strong. It could probably do really good damage against the rest of my team. It's at -1 technically because of the burn, but still, it's going to do some damage. So I'm thinking, what is the best thing I can do here? Well, when I started drafting this team, I had every intention of making this a Trick Room team, and I drafted Cresselia to be my Trick Room setter, right? So something I did was, you guys know that I've been trying to use this on another Trick Room team with Mega Blastoise, and something I forgot to do was take Trick Room off. I ended up not wanting to do Trick Room on my team because I don't know if everyone was, scared that I was going to start using Trick Room, because I was pretty much going towards Trick Room. I had Shuckle, Charizard, and Cresselia, and most of the people know my channel, and they know that I use those Pokemon specifically in Trick Room. So I decided to, pull 180 and just do, good stuffs, right? But the problem remains is I left Trick Room on my Cresselia. I forgot to take it out. I wanted to give it Icy Wind, and I forgot to take it out. So, turns out, it was completely necessary for this battle. Once he Dragon Dance, I realized my only chance of winning is to get that Trick Room up. So I decided to continuously attack Blastoise. It wasn't doing a lot of damage, but with the Sun, and the damage it's been doing previously, I know I can survive a Water Pulse. I don't care how much faster it will, but he gets the confusion. And I gotta tell you guys, Blastoise would have died next turn. I went for Solar Beam on Tyranitar, and that would have died. I pretty much had the game right there. The moment I did Trick Room, and I still had Charizard left, I had the game. But unfortunately, I got a little bit unlucky, and I hit myself in confusion, killing myself. And at this point, my heart starts racing, because I only have 3 Pokemon left. He has 3 Pokemon left as well. But my whole plan was to take advantage of the Trick Room with my Charizard, because I knew the rest of his team was faster than my Charizard. And I was gonna, stall it out. But unfortunately, I'm now in Trick Room with a Hydreigon. But either way, I knew Psyshock would KO the Blastoise, so I wasn't too worried. I decided to just go as hard as I can, and I go for Draco Meteor onto the Tyranitar, thinking it would kill it. Probably would have, but he does switch in the Stoutland, which is really unfortunate. But it survives, oddly enough. I don't know how Stoutland is EV Spray. I don't know its stats or anything. I know nothing about Stoutland. I almost used it, but I didn't. I realized it wasn't that greatest for Trick Room. It's kind of fast. So now I'm sort of not sure what to do. If I attack the Tyranitar, I go down to the Stoutland. No matter what, if I attack with Hydreigon this turn, I'm gonna die. Because the Tyranitar's probably slower than my Hydreigon, and, I don't really want to risk it. So I protect with my Hydreigon just in case, I knew with the sand damage I can survive at least another turn. This way I can get, the Trick Room out. I'm really hoping it ends this turn. I was pretty sure it would. I knew Cresselia would go down, but I at least got the Stoutland out of the way. So now I'm hoping for that Trick Room, because I have saved my Mienshao this entire game specifically for the last 2 Pokemon he had, which were Stoutland and Tyranitar. Both things weak to my stab. But I go for Fake Out, just to get some damage off. I go for Draco Meteor. I know I'm at -2, but I'm thinking it's going to put it in a good range anyway, where I could potentially miss a move with my Mienshao. He has no stat boosts, he has -2, survive an attack, and then get the high jump kick off. I'm just trying to make sure that I can get this high jump kick off. So now I'm freaking out. I'm like, okay, Sand broke my sash, so if he does kill me, I have nothing to stop it, He's almost dead from burn. There's very little left he can do. Trick Room goes over, so I'm gonna be faster than him. I go for the high jump kick, I hit it, and that's a win. And oh my god, it was such an intense match. So intense, because, for the first, 3/4 of it, I think I had a really good grasp of the battle and how it was going. I did lose my Metagross because I didn't really think the Stoutland would crunch me. I thought he'd be more, interested in trying to kill the Hydreigon, I think it was, that I had. That was a misplay by me, but I think it was a good misplay. I didn't want to lose my Hydreigon. It's such an important Pokemon. It has such immense power, and with Sylveon gone at that point, I believe, I didn't really have to worry about anything. Oh no, Sylveon wasn't gone there, but I knew I could take out Sylveon before I got the chance to bring out Hydreigon again, so I wasn't really, too concerned. about that. You know, Metagross I didn't really need him. I could have used him against, you know, Stoutland or Tyranitar later on, but of course I didn't need to. The one play that really scared me was when when Charizard went down to Confusion, and I was like, oh my god, because that was my win condition. That was 150% my win condition. If I didn't hit myself there, Tyranitar would have gone down, so Sand would never have come back up. I probably would have died to Stoutland. I think Stoutland was out. Probably would have died to Stoutland, but the most important aspect of that was getting rid of Tyranitar, because the Sand would have made Stoutland faster than both my than my Mienshao, which I believe is the fastest Pokemon on my team right now. And if it was faster than my Mienshao, I knew Trick Room at that point would have been out, and with the Sand, I wouldn't have had Focus Sash, so I would have lost. So that was really crucial, but I was able to figure out another way around, which I'm really thankful I could have. Could have been I want to say 3-0 rather than 1-0. I'm really trying to defend my championship titles, so the 1-0 really does matter, because I'm still like in 4th place, which is, oh god, I need to be in 1st. I'm not normally a very competitive person, but since I have the title already from last season, I want to defend it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. We'll be resuming back with the Trick Room team, the Charizard Trick Room team, until I do the Heatran. I have 10 berries. I don't think that's enough. I really actually do not think that's enough, to be quite honest with you, so I'm probably just going to clear it in total instead of waiting, and we'll get that as soon as I can. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys at the next video. Peace.